Hello, class. So when I was grading your developing thesis and supporting ideas work, I noticed that some of us weren't closely following the directions, and maybe there was some confusion. So I thought instead of just plopping the notes in the assignment, I would talk you through it. All right. So today we're going to talk about writing a summary because that's the next thing you're going to do for English class. All right. So first, to write a summary, you have to understand what a summary is. Okay? And a summary is a brief restatement of an author's main idea and major supporting details. That's it. Alright, so a summary only includes a couple things. Alright? It is a brief restatement of the author's main idea and major supporting details. Alright? That's all a summary is. It's brief, it's the main idea, and it's major supporting details. You don't have to include everything. So how long your summary is depends on how long the reading is and how complex it is, right? How dense it is. So length depends on length and complexity of passage. Right? Because if I asked you to summarize a magazine article about a new movie coming out, it would be shorter than if I asked you to summarize a whole novel. Right? Because one, that's length, and then the complexity. Magazines are usually quick and easy reads, so all kinds of people can read them, whereas novels can be harder. Alright? So the only other thing you need to know about a summary is that there is no opinion, right? You are just restating the author's main idea and major supporting details. So that means there is no opinion. Alright? You are just going by the author's main idea and major supporting details. Okay? And also, there's no using I or you. Right? I, that first person, usually means that you're going to talk about your opinion. There's no opinion. And you, also, like, using you also gives the idea that you're going to talk about an opinion or you're, like, being conversational. You don't want that. You only want to use third person point of view. Oh, let's see. Alright, you only want to use third person point of view because it is objective. Okay? So to recap, a summary is a brief restatement of the author's main idea and major supporting details. That's it. It's brief. It's short. Now, sometimes it can be longer, but only if you're writing about a really long passage with really difficult, hard to understand ideas. There is no opinion included, and you don't want to use I or you. You only want to use third person because that helps make it objective. Alright? So now that we know what a summary is, the question becomes, how do we write one? So that's what I'm going to go over now. Remember, you can pause this video. You can read along with the notes that are posted. The main thing is that you're understanding what I'm teaching and what is being asked of you in the assignments. Alright, so you can fast forward through me erasing the board because this is boring. And I have to do it like slow and easy because I ordered this offline and it is not the best quality. It's got like no name markers. Parts of it are falling. So let me fix that real quick. Okay. So, there's a 4-step writing process for summaries. Alright, we got 4 steps. Alright, the first step is to identify the main idea of a reading. We've already had some practice with this. You should know what the main idea is, but that's the first step. So if you look back in your notes, the main idea is only like 3 to 4 words. All right? You don't have to include any details or anything like that. It's just the main idea. What is the reading basically about? So next, you want to identify the supporting details of the reading. Alright, so you want to identify the supporting details of the reading. I added another little note here. Keep them in order. So if, for example, we're going to write a summary about the best restaurant, and somebody picked Olive Garden, and they talked about the breadsticks, the friendly waiters, and the affordable cost, you want to talk in your summary about those details in the same order. The breadsticks, the nice waiters and waitresses, and the cost. Keep them in order. Okay? So then the third step is to identify the author's purpose. All right, now remember, there are 3 options. Are they informing? Are they entertaining? Or are they persuading? So inform is when they're just trying to teach you about something. Entertaining is like when they're writing a story or, telling something funny. And then to persuade is when they're giving their opinion. Those are the only 3 options when it comes to purpose, right? It's either to inform, entertain, or persuade. All right, that's it. Those are only 3 options. And that brings us to the 4th and final step. So you want to identify the main idea. You want to identify the supporting details and present them in the same order that the author does. You want to identify the author's purpose, and you only have 3 to choose from. The author is either informing you, entertaining you, or persuading you, right? So those are our 3 steps, and those all bring us to the 4th one, which is to write a summary. All right? So you're going to bring steps 1, 2, and 3 together. All right? Okay? So you want to bring 1, 2, and 3 together. And you can think about it in 3 sentences. So sentence 1, you want to introduce the reading. You want to state the title and the author's name. Okay? And the last thing we need is the main idea. That's your first sentence. You want to introduce the reading, and you can do that by stating the title and the author's name, and then you want to state the main idea. So that should be your first sentence. Now, your first sentence is always going to be the same, but depending on how long and how difficult the passage is, you might need more sentences in the middle. All right? So for sentence 2, all right, this is where you describe the supporting points in order. Remember, you don't want to talk about them in a different order than the author did, or it seems like you didn't read the article, or you're confused about what you're talking about. All right, you might need more than one sentence. All right, you might need more than one sentence here, especially if it's a really long passage or if it has a lot of details or a lot of ideas in it. Okay? And that brings us to our last sentence. Whoops. Sorry, guys. So let's do... We're going to talk about the third sentence, which is the last and final sentence. You know, the good thing about these videos is that you can fast forward, you can rewind. And remember, if you have any questions, you guys can email me. You can post on Google Classroom. All right, so sentence 3. And this is when you bring the info all together and state the author's purpose. Okay? Those are the 4 steps to writing a summary. All right, now remember, summaries are typically short. They do not include opinion. They are not written using I or you, okay? And all you need is the author's main idea and major supporting details and the author's purpose. All right, that's why it's 3 sentences, because you only need those 3 major things. Now, the next thing I'm going to post is walking you through an example, okay? So you'll have this video, you'll have the notes that go with it, and you'll have me doing an example on the computer. All right. Then the only other thing I'm going to ask you to do is write a summary of the reading that I'm going to assign to you, which is a little bit of background about Ralph Waldo Emerson, the father of Transcendentalism. Okay? But again, if you have any questions, if you need anything at all, you can email me, you can hit me up on Google Classroom, and if you're struggling, right? A couple of you were saying, I'm not sure what to do, I thought I did this right. Please, please, please watch these videos. I know it's awkward, and, you know, I'm in a sweatshirt and everything, but we can't be in class together. So this is our next best option. All right? I miss you guys. If you need anything, just let me know. Talk to you later.